that she was ashamed to talk to Harry about wanting to hurt herself, and that she found it hard to bring herself to talk to him. Per my discussion with her and on the eavesdropping technology, she did not want my daughter to get therapy or treatment, and when she did, she told me that she was pulling strings to cause problems for her to be admitted in the hospital, which I have not had time to address. Because Meghan and Harry and their previous boss at the DLA and the CIA keep me so busy with defending myself against their hired hand, James Radcliff, who induces comas for people to so people can rape them. I think she was having a meltdown and try to use her new pregnancy as a cry for help. Hard to distinguish because this is a family and there was a family business, is what she's saying. Her experience is nothing of what it looks like. Um, she said that she asked if she could go out to lunch with her friends. Friends of the family told her not to leave the house, which did not make sense. It sounded like, for me, which made me cry, I believe, that he was telling her he didn't want her to leave the house. And it seems so similar to my situation because she said that she lost her independence, she lost her identity. She said she was losing her mind, and she thought that. Yeah, I guess I used that front story that she was delivering, one, to sympathize with the situation because I feel the same way, and he's not married to me, and I've never engaged in sex with him that I refuse to do. And when I relent in trying to do it, he always says that someone else will be jealous, that he can't do it to someone else because it would harm the memory of their relationship with other people. He says that he doesn't see himself having sex with me because he says he has AIDS, but he has sex with other people, and he uses whatever he's doing, along with Richard Ellis and all these things as a backstory to feed me a lot of malarkey, that he says that the reasons why he can't have sex with me, but it leaves me dangling on a string. And he said he gave me a period of 5 years that he would be having sex with me. So, not that I'm running after somebody's husband, but he does a lot of things to play mental games with women, like the other men in his family and other men that he has come to know in North America, as well as Pennsylvania and Philadelphia and surrounding areas. And so she said it's not what it looks like. On one hand, it's a princess story for all the other royal members, but for her, and she inferred this based on the fact that she felt like she was being isolated. It kind of sounded like she was saying, and which I think is true, isolated based upon race. And when you ask Harry about the hue of the African American lady's complexion, at first he said it was no problem. And now it's always nothing but what I hear about, which is stupid. Because he's actually has had sex with many African women of different shades. And so she says that no one knows how it feels or how lonely what her experience has been. She said that the picture with Kate and Meghan and what the tabloids uploaded was a media frenzy to assassinate her character. I kind of agreed with her, but I also know the background story that Kate was postpartum. She just had Louis. He was 3 months old and she was tired. And then it was also said that they hugged, they made up, and they shed some tears, and they bonded there. That was there. There was a meeting in December 2018, that they actually sat down and discussed their differences. So this didn't go on too long because they squashed it. And the other background story between the brothers and what's going on, Harry also let me know using cryo technology that he was so distraught in July 2019, he just freaking had it, and the baby had just been born 3 months prior, or two and a half, that he found out that his wife was cheating on him. And he cried and he broke down, and I tried to be unbiased about what I was hearing because I could not put a face with the cryotech. And so basically he was like letting me know what he felt. He let me know what was going on. I told him the best way to deal with that is to be upfront with his brother. He actually was saying that Megan was having sex with his brother. She's also bisexual. She's been having sex with other female members of the family, to include the Queen and Parliament as well. And um, so getting back to leaving the house, which I'm all over the place, right? He said to her, well, I guess it kind of goes in hand with what I'm saying. Nothing is what it looks like. Oversaturated is this best not for you. It's best not for you not to go out of the house with your friends. I have not left the house in 4 months. So this is, she was talking. He told her not to go out, to keep her out of the media. And I believe this is because they felt that Diana was sensationalized and saturate the media with her popularity. And so he told her what his father wanted her to know, as well as what he did not tell Lady Di Spencer about. But they also told Megan that in no way would she continue to be in the spotlight. During the months of pregnancy, she had a conversation about the baby, not giving titles. I'm just repeating stuff, and this kind of like goes back to an interview. Let me just scan through this. Again, protection because of the title, protection because of placement was actually rescinded based upon the child not being a royal. But you know what? I don't believe that either. And so she also said that this is based on skin tone, and that Harry did not know what the child would look like, and which was sensational lies as well, because they knew exactly that the baby would be lighter hue. When he was asked to comment on it, he didn't. So basically, it's some bull. There's a lot of propaganda with this couple, and so there's things that I emphasize about him isolating her, which is not propaganda. He actually meant to do it. The thing about the skin hue, okay, it's off colored. It's probably something for her to compartmentalize or deal with mentally, because she is African American, and perhaps he used that as a way to discriminate against her in his own marriage, to make her feel less than a person as leverage. And so she talked about the interview in Australia when she was asked if she was okay. And so she said that the pictures were beautiful. It looks perfect, but she thought it was tough and was tired. And I have to get the timeline because I can't remember, but I think it was when she first found out she was pregnant. Oh yeah, I mean she went on 2 tours. She went on one to Australia before the marriage and one after. And the one she went on before being married was in the summer months. I do believe, I had to double check. But basically, she was tired. She said she was spent. She said, I believe the tour was something that they wanted. I'm saying this, sorry. I believe the tour was something that they wanted to do, and it was not forced. But she also makes things sound so bad that she possibly feels that everybody's out to get her, or she wasn't given, or she wasn't liberated enough. And that, it's poor me. I would love to have gone to Australia. You just take it where you can get it, right? So I'm getting to the point of the interview, and I'll probably try to work on this better, where Harry began to talk, and he said he went to all places and left before he left England. He said he did not know where to get help, and that he needed to take a breath from the constant barrage of history repeating itself, which was far more dangerous because of media or social media and race, which he said that he told them to back off. He said he was told constantly that there was no help available for them. He's brought into the interview, and maybe that was like a precursor to the set. Congratulations for the new addition to the family, Oprah says. Megan said she wanted us to wait before you reveal it. He reveals that it's a girl. When he was asked about the ultrasound, he said he was like outdone. He was amazed. He's happy for the birth of his second child, and the baby will be due in the summer. Living in California since March, he says. They chose the Commonwealth of Canada to serve the Queen. The Canadian security was not provided. Tyler Perry offered his home and security, and then 3 months later, they bought a house in Santa Barbara. The world knew where they were. The justification for taking away security was a change of status, which he repeated twice. Could they get part-time security? Megan said that she's asked for 2 years for that. She said that a step back at the 12 months was what she said, but they also went on a world tour for 4 months. So baby was born, second tour for 4 months, came to North America. The tour ended in British Vancouver. I want to say in freaking wow, time is going fast. I think that tour ended in December before Christmas. They were in Canada for about 3 to 4 months. And so, not like I'm trying to trace them or track them. I just want them to leave me alone, is basically the issue. And so, with Richard Ellis pushing them to be on my behind about my inventions, I'll just get to that later. And so, basically, um, and then they issued the statement to the press that they would be stepping back. So there's a discrepancy there. Lack of support and lack of understanding was the reason that he felt that he was not getting help from the firm. Stepped back because they felt that they could not get away from the pressure from the British tabloids, which was brought up in the conversation again, and they needed help to get away from it, which he felt that was dangerous, and he thought that the history would be repeating itself. Which, the only way to get away from history repeating itself is actually not to feed into it. And so, given the background story, which he was trying to hide, he wouldn't be given help on that because every royal had to go through the tabloids or being reported upon as well. And he felt that social media made things tough for him. He was told that it was just how it is, the system that you are a part of, and there is no help at all. This is how it is, and it is not. And it did not take very long for him to realize what Meghan's life was about. He needed help with the tabloids, like I said. Their relationship was going to be a thing. He said, and Oprah said, "What do you mean? And what do you think that how do you think this presented a problem?" He said that this started when he made her his girlfriend. He said that he was doing his own learning and that it did not take long for him to become aware of it. It being what? I fill in the blank there, racism. He did not state it. Maybe he's not focusing on what the problem is. And I don't know why, but I do know outwardly that they both are very bigoted towards Africans because they actually incite a lot of civil unrest among a lot of African Americans, and my family is one of them. Um, he missed this as the fact that he was being pressured by his environment because Meghan was or is of mixed race. He was not aware of the unconscious bias about race until he had to walk in her shoes or those first 8 days. Specify, he did not know where this was going and how far the tabloids and the media was going to try to get away with it, and said that it was blatant, and it being race again or racism toward him and Meghan. I'm filling in the racism, but he said blatant. Uh, he said that he was moving from the firm. He said that he was moving from the firm and tabloids. He did not blindside the Queen, which I stated that CNN said that he did. There were so many media outlets that said that he did. I think I watched all of them because I didn't have anything else to do. Suddenly that he made the announcement that she did not know, but he then talked to his grandmother and father and had to put it in writing. Harry said that he was desperate and that he went to all places that he could think to ask for help. Second time he said it, and that nobody would help. He did not want. He did what he thought he should do to protect their security or their sanity for him and his family. He told them in writing. So the part of sanity has nothing to do with race now. So I'm going to go in a different direction with what he stated the second time. And I'm basically doing this based upon what I'm hearing about him, based upon our quote unquote my forced initiation into the Illuminati for the government, and his voluntary and entitled entry into the Illuminati for the government as well. But he wasn't forced, and he's actually using a lot of different ways to force me into it, but he's using it also to torment me, which actually is a problematic situation based upon mental health. And so, with what I'm saying, I am equal to him in that way. Like, I was diagnosed with a mental illness, and he also has the same mental illness. He is a government Illuminati enthusiast. I'm a anti-cult Illuminati hater. I hate it. He was born into it. I was born into it. I did not need to be reinitiated. I hated it from a child and from childhood. He loved it and he uses it and he's always used it. And so, mental health is is a commonality and something that I actually can scrutinize from my own experience based upon his involvement in my life. And so, where am I? He told them in writing that he would sue the tabloids, which he did. So this is his part of the interview. He said he managed media, or I'm saying that he managed media, and her part is about mental health. So he is pro media. His degree, he said, was in English, but they also say it's art. And so, I don't know. And her degree is in acting from Peoria at the Northwestern University, where we both know a common person named Brian South, when she went to school from 93 to 99, and was a soror of Gamma, I think, and basically is known for having a Tarsid relationship with her sorors in Illinois. And so he managed. So he told me in writing that he'd sue them to manage media to get them off their back, and I was like, yeah, that's great. There's probably some issues with race, but her interview, her part is more about mental health. They were silent for 3 years and compared it to being like the Little Mermaid, when the Little Mermaid had to learn how to speak her truth or learn how to be more intentional to get her voice back. She talked about the fact that, or Megan goes back and talk about, I'm sorry, Oprah goes back and talk about the fact that Meghan confessed that she wanted to end her life here in his segment. He did not know who to turn for, he said that he went into a dark place and felt that he could not talk to or admit to his family that he and she were stressed out by the tabloids. He said that he had no one to talk to. He said he had close friends, but then he said that when he discussed his problems with the firm, that they wouldn't have to get over it and get through it. So that's just restating again. He said that he was ashamed of admitting it to them and that he and Meghan needed help. He said that he did not know if anyone in the family had the same ideas and thoughts about mental health. Then he acknowledged that for the family, he said that this was meant to be and that everyone has gone through this and you have to get over it, was not about the tabloids. This part was about mental health. So he broke it down. He kept saying you have to get over one part, and then the other part was a more family issue that each person had to get through. And so then he acknowledged, all right, I just read that. And I said it was pressure and being exploited. Which one is it? It was different for him due to the race element, is what he said, affecting so many people as well as due to racism. Affecting so many people. I don't know what I mean by that. Harry said that this would not end well for anyone because the way that he saw it was that there was a way for them to do things, but for them and for his union, for the specifics around her race, his family did not show public support. This was an opportunity for support here, a public showing of support by the family. He compared it to the showing of support by 72 female conservative and union member parliament members who signed a document supporting her, but no one in the family did or ever supported her against the media, and Parliament was stepping up. I'm not really sure, but she has a lesbian personality, or she actually goes after women just like her husband does. She basically tries to have relationships with them, to subdue them, to have or to take power from them, which she has done since 5 years old with Pamela Tall. So 72 female conservative and union members signed a document supporting Meghan Markle against racist colonial undertones, which was acknowledged by Parliament, and no one in the family carried out a public show of support for them and his wife about the media for articles for racist articles since 2016. He acknowledges invisible contracts between race that lets racist people. Let's say racist people who report. I don't know what I'm saying there. A level is controlled by fear and blocks them from getting better press, is what he said. Holiday parties were determined to be non-supportive of them, which shows that the firm did not acknowledge the press racist practice towards them that made them feel ostracized. Here's another thing that he talked about. He said that when they won the Australian tour, that he also actually tried to again show a bias against Meghan by having Chelsea Davies pick her clothes, just like Charles had Camilla pick Diana's clothing for them or for her when she was on the tour. And so let me just glance through this because I'm almost done. Stepping back, the firm said that they would no longer have protection and were trying to have it both ways. He was born into the lifestyle and knew that he would be protected. Meghan wrote letters to the family to keep Harry safe, to keep people from attacking them. Meghan was asked about Megxit. Meghan was asked if this was intentionally done to build their brand. She sound earnest, but they really did not work very long in the Commonwealth before they left for the tour. They left in September, then announced she was pregnant on tour in New Zealand. Traveled for 5 months, lived in Canada for three. They moved to California in February 2020. And then I have more, which I didn't think I had any more. Let me just try to be coherent here. Um, I might go back to this at another time. I'll just close now and just give you basically what I feel. And I was basically letting you know what I thought about his government service for the same federal agency I worked for. Um, I believe that the interview was staged. I believe that there's a lot of information being hidden. Oprah is also an Illuminati who has communicated to me that she needed me to work with Harry to help him with his mental health, but it turned out that he was actually trying to hurt me. And there are so many people involved in what Pamela Tall has been doing to me since I was a child, and he also has been involved since he was 6 years old and has taken his role as a prince and has done things that has been very harmful to women of color of all color of all races. He is very manipulative and very